Good afternoon, this is Talbot, and I'm going to do a video that I thought I wouldn't have to do. This is changing the spark plugs on a Talbot Express. This is a 1985, but I believe the petrol engines are common across the range. You'd expect this to be a reasonably simple process, and to be honest with you, once you know what you're doing, it is. Sorry, I've got a cold. The first job you're going to have to do is get the airbox out of the way, because you're not going to get to anything unless you do so. Now, this was an oddity because everything I read stipulated that all you require, I'll get my hand shot in a minute, is a 14mm spark plug socket. So that's typically what you expect. You get your plugs and it's just long enough to go in there. However, it was a little bit confusing because I was putting it in and it's very tight, but they're going down the bottom there, and it was just spinning and wasn't latching onto anything. But yet it looks like you can see the top of the spark plug. So I've been through about 4 different sets and was a little bit confused until I come to the conclusion that there must be something on top of the spark plugs, and I've not seen this before, so I don't do a lot of old cars. But what we have here is I suppose an electro extender which screws into the top of a spark plug and drops down into the cylinder. So when taking the spark plugs out of a Talbot, the first job is to unscrew this from the top of the spark plug. So you can just use a pair of pliers, anti-clockwise, and then you can drop the 14mm spark plug socket into the engine and undoing it with spark plug out. And obviously you put it back in, you tighten it up, then you put the electrode extender or whatever you want to call it back onto the top of the spark plug. Now these are extremely tight, so you're not going to get away with using probably a 14mm socket because it won't fit down the hole, so you've got to use a very narrow tool. The chances are I'll probably have to take this one and actually take an angle grinder to it, even though it's supposed to be good enough for the job. So that's how you change the spark plugs on a Talbot Express. These are NGKRs and they are BPR6ES. And these were well overdue for changing. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Okay, what I wanted to do here is show you the tool I had to use to finish off the job partway through. It's incredibly tight down the cylinders of the Talbot, so we had to take our spark plug socket and take quite a lot of material off the outside edge all the way across the top, otherwise it would go in, but there would be not enough space for it to turn. It would get very difficult. So yeah, if you're going to do this job, make sure you have a very slim lined spark plug socket. And to be honest with you, I expect you to have to take a Dremel or whatever you've got just to take a bit of the edge off it to get it down the cylinder holes. Thanks for watching.